Well, it's that time once again for the Central Crown. How you doing, Richard?
I'm doing good, man. Doing real good.
That's awesome.
One good thing about the Wings being disappointing, you got the Tigers doing good, you got the Pistons doing good. Hey, we got the NFL draft coming up, so hey.
There is a lot of good stuff happening in Detroit now. I
I
am
know.
so glad we are out of that era when all the teams just plainly sucked, and there was no other than hoping that a prospect does good from a team of ours, or maybe the college teams do good. At least now you've got a plethora of teams that are
Or
doing good.
the only exciting thing was you knew the Lions were going to have a top 5 pick coming up next week.
Yep, that's all you ever knew. And Michigan every once in a while was in the natty race. Other than that, and Michigan State was really good in basketball. That's it. Three things was a hope every year, and then that's it. Now we've got we're talking 5, 6. I mean, we are no matter what time of the year. We always have an opportunity to be in the playoffs in something. So we don't year round. So we don't have to worry if the Wings aren't doing something, the Lions are doing something. If the Lions aren't doing something, the Pistons are doing something. If not, then the Tigers. So it's good feeling. Good feeling in Detroit. I love it.
It is. Me too.
Yeah. So we can go on to our first topic. Obviously, we played against the Yankees. That Yankee series was awesome. It was a very good series too between both teams. How did you like how we played again after losing 3-2 the Dodgers, then getting the White Sox, and then going in and playing the Yankees and doing as well as we did? How do you feel about that, Richard?
I mean, it was it was positive, like the Dodgers, man. Like it's like, can you really say we suck because we lost 3 to the Dodgers?
Nah, because we put up good numbers against them too. It's not like
Right,
we got shut out almost every game. Like
right.
that's not.
It's a they're a it's an unfair team to really judge yourself on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it is an all-star team put together. I mean,
Right,
let's be
like,
honest. I mean,
unless you're just getting blown out 20-0 every game, it's really hard to judge your team.
their cap is $300 and some million. Like, come on. I mean,
Yeah.
it's literally what a salary cap in football is. Like that's how much they have spent on players.
And then the White Sox, the total opposite, right?
Yeah,
That's a,
exactly.
that's not a team that you win and you play well and you say, hey, look it, we're here, we're back.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
not really.
We
So you
went
went
we went
one
from
and
the top to the to the bottom. Yeah.
so this was the series that I was really wanting to get a feel for.
Yeah.
And I liked what I've seen. Like it's the pitching, um, Scooble, finally had a good outing. Um, no, I don't want to say finally had a good outing, but seemed like, because I don't think he was horrible, but you know, you finally got to see, like, yeah, he's still number one. He's still that guy. Um, so yeah, I really liked it,
Yeah. It
and
was
the fact that they were the big story with the torpedo bats and getting all these home runs. Yeah, I think we had all the home runs, didn't we?
yeah. They gave up. We only gave up 5 runs in 3 games to the Yankees. That's it. We shut them out one game. 5 runs. That's all. That's all. Or, I'm sorry. 6. 6 runs. That's all we gave up. 6 runs in the whole series.
I'll take that all day.
Yeah. Same here. 2 runs a game against the Yankees? Absolutely. I think they did hit a home run, though. I think they hit a couple. Yeah. Rice hit one. And maybe not. That might be the only home run. Yeah. That was the only home run. Rice hit a home run for the Yankees during our 3-game series. So, yeah, we gave up 1 home run through 3 games. That's pretty good against the Yankees. So, yeah, that was a really good series. That was our – I won't say it's our coming out party, but that's – I mean, then we play the Twins, who's – they're okay. They're starting the season really bad. So, do you think we're going to sweep the Twins? We did win today. So that's always a good mark. Playing against the Dodgers it was almost a lose-lose situation because of the roster. Yeah, the White Sox is not giving up. Yeah, of course. I mean, what can you say? I mean, you're right. Like at the end of the day, at least scoring runs against them was good. Like you got a lot of runs against them, so definitely was worth that. Will the Tigers sweep the Twins though? Is what I'm wondering.
I mean, it's my eyes goes tomorrow.
Yeah.
And finally looking like that 101 guy. For those of you who don't know, 101, that means first round pick, first overall. So, man, that splitter, what he was known for in college, Chris, looking nasty again. And he's setting it up well with the other pitches. He's got his velocity back.
Yep.
I really think it has to do with he actually was able to work out in the off season and work on his craft and not have to rehab injury for the first time in his pro career.
Yeah. He's looking good. I mean, to be honest, I think we may have the best pitching staff in baseball.
I do have a concern. Olsen's control is...
Yeah, it's getting a little erratic.
And it's not just that, Chris. He's getting frustrated when he's not getting the calls.
Yeah, I mean,
yesterday he was getting frustrated with the ump because he was getting them close calls.
I think, but you know what though? I think that's a continuation from last year because he had a lot of games last year that it was the same way. Like he would paint the corners and he wouldn't get the calls. And I think it's a continuation from last year. I mean, how many games can you continue to not get the calls? And you're just like, what the hell do I have to do? Like, the guy's a really good pitcher.
He is. The talent's there.
But after a while, like, it frustrates you. That's where you got to have, like, your pitching coaches sit down and go, listen, dude, I know you're getting frustrated. But once they start giving you the calls, you'll start getting them more. But, I mean, I don't know. I remember he had a couple of games last year. He was getting frustrated too, and I was just sitting here going, "Yeah, boy, they're right on the line, and those are strikes, but they weren't giving them to him last year." So I don't know.
You have to sit there and figure out why. Him. It's not my job. I'm not throwing him.
Yeah, we just watched the game.
But my guess would be maybe they feel like you're showing them up.
Maybe. If you get frustrated or you show emotion to a ref, thinking after a while they're just like, dude, just chill. And then they don't give you the calls. So if you can just be like the other day, I think a pitcher did the same thing. Who was it? He got really upset at the ump. It was a strike. It was an easy strike. But and people were saying, oh, it was close. I'm like, no, dude, like the ball was 2/3 of the way inside the bracket. I mean, if it was tipping it, I would have said, okay, give it to the ref. But that was a strike. God, it was a pitcher. I can't remember who it was. But he was really mad. He was jumping up and down on the mound a little bit. So, I mean, I give it to him. Some of these pitchers, man, these umps, man. I mean, Hernandez is not in the league anymore, so that we don't have to worry about his horrifying calling. But some of them have to do a better job, or they're going to lose.
Well, that was like that ump the other day. When the hell was that? Was it opening day? I can't remember. But he was calling some calls that were like way off. Like they were clearly balls. And then it was found out he was seen at the casino at 10 o'clock in the morning drinking.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. That's crazy.
Hey, he was just wanting to get back to drinking, Chris.
I'm sure he just wanted to get out of there.
So, I mean, you never know, like, but the worst thing you can do is show your emotion negatively towards the ump. That'll never go in your favor.
No, it won't. And he's not an all-star pitcher. I mean, in our minds, he probably is in such a way, but he's not a high-end. He's not a Scooble. I mean, he's not even a Flattery. So he got to earn his respect. Once he does, he'll be fine. But it takes a while sometimes.
I mean, he's definitely got the stuff.
Oh yeah, he does.
That's not a question.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. You're not going to get everyone to swing and miss. I mean, it's always a plus, obviously. And there are some times when you want to strike out. You got a runner on third with no outs. Yeah, you want to get a strikeout.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, like Jamal says, sometimes, hey, that's why you got your fielders behind you, man.
Oh, my God.
What?
Go ahead. Keep going. We'll say it at the end of the show. I just found something that just happened bad. Just happened. I just found out about it. So, yeah. But just keep going. Yeah.
Baseball can be a frustrating. That's like, Colt Keith. Other than the walks, he was struggling fielding, Chris. He was struggling in hitting. That's not a good thing. Hold on. Let me check something before I go any further.
Mm-hmm.
So today he played second base, but yesterday they put him at DH. I like that, Chris. When you got a guy that you're depending on, especially a young guy, he's struggling in the field, he's struggling at the plate. You know what? We're just going to put you at DH today. We're going to let you focus on hitting.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a good day. Remember, he had that little, what is that? Then down the baseline dribbler, man's land, they call it. No man's land. And, hey, got an RBI out of it.
Yep.
And today he went and he got a hit.
Yep.
He got another hit, or he had an RBI hit, an actual good RBI hit later in the game yesterday to help us come comeback win. That was real impressive yesterday. Today he had another hit.
Yeah.
Hey man, sometimes you need to settle your mind.
Like I said last night when we talked about the Tigers, I like the idea of having our DH as an open spot. I don't like a person to be in that position full time. Because you can just throw a guy in there to get him off of having to play in the field. They can just throw him in there, or if a rookie comes up, they can just throw him in there immediately so he can get swings in and stuff. He doesn't have to play the field yet. I like that. I like the DH position to be open and available. Like I don't want somebody just like if we were to pick up a guy that sucks at D and you just want to put him in there as your big hitter. I don't like that. I don't like that way for our team. I don't like that use of the DH. I like the DH to be a rotational spot where you can put a guy that's in a slump, or you can put a rookie in there, a young guy to help him out as you bring him into the league, stuff like that. I like the DH position being used that way.
Yeah, because when you're struggling in the field and you're struggling at the plate, that's a bad place.
Yeah, it is a very bad place. So Jamal, do you believe umpires are literally fixing the game to go a certain way on purpose? Um, I don't think so. I just think they're just bad. They sometimes they have nights off just like anybody else, but there are times when they are so far off. It's like you wonder that. I doubt that though, because the only time that an ump can really fix a game, if you really think about it, like if you're hitting the ball, it doesn't matter where the ball is being placed. If people are hitting the ball, that's not it. But I mean, you can fix some games in the later innings. I mean, you would have to really like if you want a team in their pitching and their balls or strikes, they got to be so far off the plate because these pitchers are really good at getting close to the plate. So I don't think so. I don't think they're doing it on purpose, but I'm sure. I mean,
I don't think
maybe
he's far off though, because we hear reports time to time from time to time.
yeah, maybe playoffs. Like when they get to the playoffs, because a lot of the stuff that you do if you're bad, you're not going to be in the playoffs as an umpire. You're just not going to be in there. If you're that bad, you're just not going to be in. You're not going to be in the playoffs, and that's where you get your bonus money is being in the playoffs. So maybe the playoffs once you get there, it's like different story. Like then the games get really close, and then you have more effect on the game, and then you like it comes down to an inch. It could be the last out of the ninth
Didn't they
inning.
just get an MLB umpire?
Hmm?
Didn't they just get an MLB umpire already this year?
I don't know. I don't know. Like, you mean fire him or?
I thought so. Hold on, I'm about to check.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Pat Holberg.
So maybe they are. Maybe they are.
It was for sports betting in
Well,
February.
that's possible.
They fired him.
That's the thing is I think it's less likely in baseball than pretty much in. I mean, basketball is probably the most like the easiest sport to probably fix a game. Then football, hockey's kind of difficult, and then baseball. So I think baseball and hockey are probably at the bottom of that. But yeah, I mean, I could see it. I could see it. I don't think it's as prevalent as maybe we think. I just think we have bad umps. I think they're just not. I think they should be unionized, and I think they should be full time. And then that way you can set a precedence for them. Hey, if you suck, you're going to get fined. If you suck, you're going to get fired.
You know who else is playing really good? And people, I don't think, realize that he was a second round pick. The very next pick, as far as Tigers go, in the same draft as Torkelson. None other than catcher Dylan Dingler.
Yeah.
He's coming out really good, Chris.
He's starting to get there. He's starting to get there. I like it.
You know, like his defense is not horrible. He's not Jake Rogers.
Nope, he's not.
Um, but and Jake Rogers does a lot of things defensively. You know, he's picked off a guy at first already. He's picked off a guy at third.
Yeah.
And he's got the trust from the coaches. He's got the trust, Jake Rogers, that is, and the trust from the players. They look at him and they're going to attempt it, like it was at third base or was it at first. Like he's really good throwing behind a runner. You know, it's he said it. He gets a look from one of them corner guys, like, "Hey, dude is leaning off, or he's not getting back quick enough, Chris.
Yeah.
Like, come down here."
Yeah.
And you know, he trusts them, they trust him, and that's what it is. It's trust, because that's a 90-foot throw. You know, if you, especially on third, Chris, if you bounce that throw or you overthrow or you just gave up a run. So, you know, so I mean, he does a lot defensively, and we also know that Scooble's catcher. That's kind of like Eddie Perez with Maddox, right?
Yeah, that's why you're going to see Nito catching for a while. Nito's going to catch while he's going to switch out with Dingler from now until Rogers comes back. You'll see Nito a little bit more, but if that's the thing, if Dingler can at least get confidence and be able to frame his pitches better. I mean, he's not great at throwing people out, but if he can start framing his pitches, he'll get more catching duty.
So it was kind of a blessing in disguise for him, for Rogers to get injured now, because he's hot. So he's going to quite naturally get more of the plate appearances.
Yep.
With Rogers down.
Yeah.
So now it's go get it.
Like we were talking off air. I mean, when you have an opportunity, you got to take advantage of it. You absolutely have to. Does that mean when Rogers comes back that he's going to continue to play? No, he'll probably not. Rogers will become the full-time, the most of the time catcher, and then he'll take a back seat. But at least it goes, hey, if Rogers doesn't want to re-sign, or if we have to pay him, I've got another catcher that's going to be good. You know, it keeps that in the back of the mind of the coaches.
Or he could still be Scooble's catcher, Rogers.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we can't afford to sit Dingler as much. Or hey, Rogers, now maybe we just use you for Scooble, and maybe we bring you late in games for defense. You know, like you force the hand, and that's the beauty with AJ Hinch too, is if you're on his 26-man roster, Chris, you got to be ready to go. He's not he'll unfold his bench or unload it.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're Kerry Carpenter, we'll pinch it. Like, he will use you. It's not like these other teams where, I might get in, I might not. No, if you're on a Tigers 26-man roster, you can be used at any time.
Yeah.
That's like, I forgot what series it was. Excuse me. Where they hit the 6th inning, and it's FanDuel. I almost said Bally. FanDuel Sports panned out to the bullpen, and all our guys are out there stretching, getting ready, because any one of them can get called in.
Yeah.
You got to be ready.
Yep, you do. You have to be ready. So let's move on to the next topic.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, let me answer this. So he, Jamal said this, and I remember this game. This was Galarraga's game back in what was it, like '07 or '08 or something like
Oh,
that. It's the Galarraga game where he or I think that's what his last name was, Galarraga or something like that, where he it should have been a perfect game. The guy was called safe, even though he was like literally a half a foot out. We didn't have replay back in the day, so it wasn't available. Um, and the umpire knew after he made the call, like he knew he was actually safe, even though he called him out. He told afterwards, like I have to stand on my decision. He couldn't like blah 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 blah. Everybody knew that was a perfect game. It should be in the books. I mean, it didn't. Did did that game keep us from making the playoffs? Did it keep us from getting the division title? Did it keep us from doing anything? It was an historic moment for a pitcher that had one real good season, and that was probably it. I mean, I'm not going to say that that is a bad call, but maybe the positioning was bad by the umpire, and where he viewed it, it looked like it was safe. But it was a horrendous. I mean, you can go back and watch the video. The guy was definitely out by quite a bit. And if they had replay like they do now, that would have been done and over, and he would have had a perfect game. But it didn't happen.
I would
Um,
say no because was it Jim Joyce?
I can't remember. I can't remember the guy. I mean,
But anyway, whoever it was, they were crying in tears, apologizing to Galarraga.
yep,
I don't think if it was fixed that he would have had that much sincere apology. In my eyes, unless you're a fake, I mean, it's possible, but he was truly in tears apologizing to Galarraga the next day.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, it was up. Galarraga was like a man. Like he just accepted it and just was that's fine, whatever. I mean, Miguel Cabrera was like when I believe he reacted like it was an out, but when the ref went safe, he was mad. He knew it was an out, and Miguel Cabrera was even kind of couldn't believe it, but it's crazy because the guy was. I mean, Galarraga was just a absolute awesome guy for just accepting it and just walking off the field. Consummate professional. He didn't argue. He didn't get mad. It was what it was.
Not meant to be.
Unfortunately, not. All right. Are the Detroit Tigers the best team in the American League? And I have stats to warn it. So I just looked at and this is just currently, at the moment. I don't mean best roster up and down, best whatever. So I was looking at it today, and I was looking at how good we are in the American League, and I was astounded how high. We are the number one batting team in the American League based on average. Last year, we were second, third, fourth from the bottom in batting. We have done a complete 180 on that. So currently in the American League, we are the best batting team in the American League, and we are fifth or sixth in pitching based on ERA. And we are the number one defensive team in the league as well, based on stats.
Oh,
So, yep.
man, it's so I
ahead.
think the only team with a
Come on.
Rangers are 9-5.
I'm not going, because I know, in terms of, record. I'm just in terms of, performance.
So you know, it can be the rest of the month is really going to tell us where we're at, in my opinion,
Yeah.
overall, because you got after the Twins, you got 3 games with the Brewers, 4 with the Royals, 3 with the Padres, who are 11-3, 3 with the Orioles, and then you finish the month 3 with the Astros. That's going to be, we'll really see, to me, Chris, where we are at the end of the month.
Yeah.
Right now, we're 8-2 in our last 10.
Yeah.
We started 1-4.
Yep.
So that'll give you a good sign of where we're at. That'll be a nice little chunk of games going into May,
Yep.
and to see where we're at. I do, I've had this talk with you. To me, it's the approach, seeing where they are different. You know, um, hell, even Javi Baez doing good, man. Like, and I'm happy for the guy. I know we joke and we kid and everything like that. Shout out to Mike. That's his goat.
Definitely.
But for Javi to be willing to take on a little bit of a utility role, Chris,
Yep.
playing short, playing third,
Mm-hmm.
playing center, very good. He's still an adequate defender. He is, if not the best, one of the best taggers in Major League Baseball.
Yep.
Why is that important, you ask? Those are outs. Like the other one he had the other day where the ball was thrown and it was wide by Dingler, but he caught it, didn't look, and
Yep.
tagged Robert from the White Sox,
Yep.
who's a good base stealer. That's a difference of an out. Like, that's big.
Yep.
And, that's not an easy play. I don't care what anybody says. You're catching the ball, you're out of position, and you're just laying it down. Like,
Yep.
That's the thing about Javi is he's actually his baseball IQ is actually pretty high.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. He just he got to get that hitting down though.
And I think he's doing well. He's starting to lay off some pitches. He's getting more fastballs this year.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I have
that tag. I have that tag.
Yeah, show that.
Yeah.
Got him! Oh, what a stretch by Javi Baez!
Look,
that was nasty.
Yep.
Like, not everybody's making that play.
Hey, commercials.
There might be a handful of players that make that play, if that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like,
the cool thing is I think it was Jake Rogers, right? Was he throwing
Dingler.
it? Dingler. The cool thing is I think Dingler threw it on purpose. Wide. I think he threw it on purpose wide. Even though people will say, well, no, I think he threw it wide on purpose. I think there is a reason behind that. But either way, it was a stunning play.
But him willing to play center, he's never played center in Major League Baseball anyways. At this, kudos to him, right?
Yep.
Wanting to do it, knowing that, So that's another thing too, Chris. We're doing all this without Perez, Rogers, Meadows, Veerling. These are,
the crazy thing is
decent players to our, especially Meadows. I mean, he's one of our studs.
Yeah.
But Veerling had a good year last year. Perez had a good rookie year. Um, you know, so Rogers, you're one of your, basically your starting catcher. Like that's pretty good, man.
Yeah, it is. They're doing very I can't wait to see how AJ Hinch juggles the players if they all. Now, mind you, more like I mean, we don't wish any injuries on players, but when those guys come back, I mean, you kind of hope that they have they're gonna have to juggle the roster. Like it's gonna be rough. It's cool. I can't wait to see the juggle the roster. I mean, it's cool. We're gonna have a lot of good players when they come back, but the juggle of the roster is gonna be very interesting because you got a lot of bats and people gotta get plate appearances. So it's gonna be very interesting. The cool thing is go ahead.
And the guys that you would think you would normally cut, they're making it hard. Even McKinstry's playing well.
Yeah. And so the thing you got to watch out for is because you got to find out which guys. So some guys, and I think you mentioned this about a specific player, some guys have to continuously play to stay hot. Other guys can just come off the bench and play good. So you got to find those guys because if a guy gets hot, you can't switch him out for another dude. You got to keep him playing. And if he's a dude that's not normally a regular, what do? You take him out and then put the other guy in, hoping that he'll play well enough, and then cool off your guy that was just hot. Like it's gonna be a balancing act. It's gonna be very.
That's like one of the most irritating things I keep seeing on online is talking about Kreidler. Yes, I get it. Like he is not a good hitter at the major league level. I get it. But he's there because it's necessity. It's like the Lions, right? Like eventually you run out of options, and man, we just need bodies. You don't want to play Green out there every day. You don't want to play Baez out there in center field every day. Like Margot is really not a center fielder. Like you kind of got no choice.
Yeah.
He plays adequate defense. Even though he's still technically learning the position, like sometimes you just got to understand, like guys are only here because they have to be.
Yeah, that's true.
To sit there, like, yeah, obviously, but if we had a Perez, he wouldn't be here. If we had Veerling, he wouldn't be here. If we had Meadows, he definitely wouldn't. Either one of those guys, because guess what all three of them do?
They all do the same.
They play center field.
Yeah, they all do the same thing.
So do the math, guys. That's your fourth center fielder.
Somebody got.
Green is really your fifth because you don't really want to play him there because they want to keep him healthy.
You're gonna have
That's
a
why
lot of decisions to be made.
Center field is a hard position on the body.
Yep.
Also, go see Ken Griffey. Also, go see Mike Trout. Great center fielders that end up having to change. Also, go see Torrey Hunter. Also, go see Bernie Williams. Do I need to continue? These are guys who were great center fielders, but as you get older, as your body, you gotta go to a corner. Center field is really taxing on the body, especially if you're good out there.
Yeah, because you got to cover a lot of distance. So you got some deep ballparks where you got to cover a lot of ground.
Yeah, so you hit the wall a lot.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Like people don't realize, Chris, it's real taxing on your body.
It is very much so. Yeah. A guy that is going to become a popular guy, at least on this show, and we weren't sure if he was going to be doing good this year. But Spencer Torkelson is currently on a tear. I mean, he is doing very, very good. And not to mention, I watched him today, and he snagged the ball on defense. So, sorry, Colt Keith, you are not going to be at first base very often. Like it's Torque's job.
Hey, this is a perfect example of Colt Keith was given that position.
Mm-hmm.
Torkelson, I mean, we've had so many talks on the Torkelson. Go back and look at all our shows. You know, it's like, hey, is he going to make the roster? You know, what does he have to do to make the roster? You know, how many at bat? We go on and on and on of what we've said about Torkelson. And now he has forced his hand, right, Chris?
Yep.
You can't bench him. He said, you know, so kudos to him to, like, he's not stupid. He's heard all the noise and told, you know, like this and that. And, you know, hell, he was even questioned if he was willing to work on his game. Like, they tore this guy down. And for him to, you know, keep at it and believe in himself, and it's confidence, man. You know, your confidence was tore down when, you know, yeah, you were sent to the minors last year off after coming off a 30-90 year. You struggled, you know, okay, well, Colt Keith is taking your first base spot. Is he going to make the roster? You know, how many at-bats is he going to get? You know, so he was just tore down. So, and then the media and then the fans.
Yep.
So for him to stick with it, and now guess what has come with the work? He had a great spring training. He's carried it into the season. You can't sit the guy. Yep. If you're going to play well, your manager has no choice but to play you. Because if not, then the manager's going to have to answer questions. Yep. So it's, you know, and that was also like injuries. You know, because if you didn't have all them outfield position or injuries, Carpenter might get more DH. But because you have all the outfield injuries, now he's got to play a spot in the outfield. So that opens up a DH spot. And then Colt Keith struggling at first base. Then you got Torres get injured. So now you play him at second. Now Torkelson, now you're playing first again. Oh, look, your defense is pretty, you know what I mean? It just every time you get the chance and opportunities, you're taking it.
Yeah.
That's what you want to see. I love, you know, he's changed his batting stance. His approach, like he's several times you've seen 8, 9, 10 pitch at bats by him. Even you know, outs. He's getting walks. Even his outs look good. You know, that's what I look at. I don't want, you know, because this is one thing of, oh, he's hitting 330, but he's just just looping it over to second base's head, or, you know, they didn't play on it, or he's getting in. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yep.
To see how and what, you know, hell, getting that game-winning double the other day. You know what I'm like? He's just, I'm really happy for the kid. I really am, Chris.
I'm excited because, I mean, you never want to wish anything bad on a guy, but he's working out. I mean, he's what we want. Like, I mean, obviously I'm going to wait till we get to like 30 games in or whatever to make a better assessment. But at this point, he is what we were looking for in a one-on-one guy. That's what you're expecting him to do. I like how he came along. He didn't just start to try to homer the ball. He's trying to base hit. He was trying to just make contact to get hits in. And when you do that, when you start, it's like in football when you build from the trenches out. you start on the little things. You start working on the hitting. Let's just get on base. Just get on base, and then when you get that feel of getting on base and stuff like that, that's when you want to extend your bat, get those home runs. Like then the power will come. Your home runs will come. He leads the team now. He ties with Kerry Carpenter with 4 home runs after hitting one today. So he's coming along nicely. I think he's got one of the best OPSs on our team, if not the best. He's doing really, really well. So I'm really happy for Torkelson. Just got to keep up the good work. And remember, when you see these teams again, you're gonna have to make adjustments again because they'll have already seen you once. So yeah, I love where he is at right now.
And remember, before the year, everyone was laughing at me. You're included in everyone when I said All-Star, Comeback Player of the Year, MVP. Not looking so crazy. At this moment, it's not looking so crazy.
No, it's not. It's absolutely not. You're right. I'm always the one that if I say something live, especially if I say something live, but I said it behind screen too. I did not think he was going to come back. Like players don't do that very often because their adjustments are just habit forming over time. But I mean, he can do it. He can do it. He's just got to keep working at it. He can't get into his own mind. He's got to keep playing. He's having fun out there. He's laughing and joking and stuff like that. So it's great. It's great to see it. Jamal asked,
one more thing before Jamal said I want to give a shout out. Trey Sweeney, man. I know he's not hitting the cover off the ball and he's not an all-star. But, man, that guy hustles. There's been a couple times where he's kept innings alive just out of hustle, Chris.
yeah,
That, to me, is a lot, especially at this pro level. Hustle, what they teach you as a Little League, right? You never know what can happen if you just hustle. You turn that double play, that inning double play into 1 out, and you're safe, and the inning can go. It's happened several times. He's won a game that way.
yeah.
He might not be in the box score, but what his hustle, salute, guy. Like, he did it yesterday again. Like, those are little things.
Yeah.
And Tigers need them little things to win.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, we play small ball. If we have to bunt, we will. I mean, we run. Although we still the one stop sign somebody put up that freaking that one dude put up was a freaking. I mean, we run past third base all the time, and that one freaking Alou. What is it? Alou, right?
Cora.
Oh, Cora. He put up the stop sign. Was it Green?
Yeah.
Green was rounding third, and he put up a stop sign, which we never do. And he about died. So, but yeah.
But I also like, even though, really, because Green's not the smallest guy, a guy can get hurt like that running that hard and then happen to stop all of a sudden. But
yeah.
I like to see it. And I told you at the time, by running hard, you make the decision easier on your coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, these guys, they run hard. Like I think you said it to me yesterday, right? You said the onus is on the players as much as on the coaches because they believe and they trust what their coaches want them to do.
Yeah.
AJ knows how he's got to win. I love AJ Hinch. I think he's one of the best managers in the league.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. In order for any sports team to work, the coaches have got to be good and have to vocalize it a specific way, and the players have to be able to take it and accept it. Because if both of those don't work, you have problems. So as long as everybody accepts what they're being taught and applies it to the game, they will do very good. They will. That's what's happening. So I mean, congratulations for the Tigers and the coaches and the pitchers. The players. They're doing very well right now. They just got to keep building on it every game. So Jamal asked, how many Tigers do you think will be All-Stars? I mean, I don't think we're going to get as many as I would like them to get this year. A lot of times it's based on like just how can I say it? Like when you think Dodgers, you're already going to think like half the All-Star games can be freaking Dodgers. Like it's just because they have a name for themselves. You know, the Yankees, they're going to get people just cause. But if it was me, I'd be hard pressed to say. If we're talking right now, I'm looking at Casey Mize, Tariq Skubal. I would love to have Flattery, but you're not going to get 3 pitchers from the Tigers. Like, it's just not going to happen. And I would put Torkelson, Green, and I might even put in, God, I just lost my train of thought. There was the third guy. Maybe Kerry Carpenter. But it just depends on what happens between now and then. Like, everybody could bat bad by between now and then freaking that all goes out the window. But I'm sure there's more.
Realistically, right now, I see 3. Skubal, Mize, Torque.
Yeah.
Currently. Because Carpenter, even though he's got the 4 home runs, his batting average is not the best currently.
Yeah.
But also with All-Stars, it also goes to position.
Yeah.
So if you got 10 left fielders that are playing really well in the AL, it'll be hard. But if you only got, 1 or 2 shortstops playing really well, hell, Baez might be in play. I'm just throwing out some scenarios. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm doing. I'm just saying, like, position matters too. If you got, so that plays.
If it's just a year for the first baseman, it's much harder than if you were a second baseman. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, man, how's it going? How you doing, Mad? Nice hearing from you, man. He's the guy that when I do the show with B Strilla, he's on there. He's B Strilla's counterpart on one ass cheek and 3 toes. Podcast.
What up, Bill, man?
Yeah, how you doing, man? How's it going? Sorry about your Pittsburgh Pirates. He's a huge Pirates fan, guys. Huge Pirates fan. Thanks to the Pirates for supplying the rest of the Major League Baseball with good prospects. All right, let's move on to our next topic. And this was inspired by Richard because he had made a mention to something like a couple of days ago. And I was like, you know what? He might be right. And you can go on and talk about this particular guy if you remember who I'm talking about.
I absolutely do. So apparently, Matt Manning, who was once a promising starting pitching prospect, has moved to the bullpen. Maybe he just had his 3-inning save. His fastball clocked out at 96. He did really well. So my question was, future closer.
I absolutely agree. Tell me you can't get a guy. Tell me he can't come in in the 9th inning and get 3 pitches with an out pitch at 90 miles an hour, and if he just has 2 or 3 other good pitches that he can use, he's good. He's good.
Hey, if Canley can close a game like he did yesterday with 17 freaking changeups.
I love it. Did you hear the announcers? The announcers say with that dude, he goes, you're hoping he throws a fastball, but he never does. It's and you just waiting on it. And he could throw an entire inning of just straight knuckleballs, and that's it.
So the crazy thing was, so he threw 18 pitches, all of them 1 through 18, changeup. 14 were strikes, 4 balls. He did give up 3 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, 1 strikeout. Yeah. But like, that's pretty nuts.
So he leads all of baseball at throwing his changeup. His changeup at a 79% clip. I think it was. I think that's what they showed. A 79%. That's crazy.
And like he's pitched in 5 games, 5 innings, 5 strikeouts, no walks, 1 earned run, 2 saves. No, it hasn't blown any.
And he literally only has like really 1 pitch.
A changeup.
A changeup. That's all he throws is a changeup. That you know what? I've heard of 1-hit wonders, but that's ridiculous.
Hey, that's one of those Jeopardy questions.
Yeah.
What closer only throws one pitch, a changeup?
I mean, at least
Alex, I will take Tom Canley.
Hey, at least if it was a fastball, people be like, okay, I get it. But a changeup, like that's the guy.
He's got a lot of movement on it. That's why.
Well, it's not only that, but he's very accurate with it. So he can, as long as he moves. And this is a big thing I've learned with pitching. It's not just the ability to throw the pitch. It's the ability to change the location of where you're throwing it so that the person's eye is not, the batter's eye is not in the same location on back-to-back pitches. Because if you throw a changeup, a sinker, and a fastball all in the same location, they're 3 different pitches. But guess what? By the time it gets to that 3rd pitch, it's in the same location. They're gonna already know where they're already going to know where the pitch is going to end up. You got to change the eye location so he's not always looking in the same spot. And that's what he did yesterday.
He's able to it's like they show it, like he looks like he's about to throw 99 mile an hour cheese.
I know. Yeah, they did say like it's hard to estimate what he's throwing because it comes out of his arm with a lot of force. Like it looks like it could be anything. And it's the same thing.
Remember, this is why I tried to, when I was trying to talk to you about it, you were like, oh, short term, and I was like, no, he's like end of the game type of guy. Now I didn't see closer because like, 1 more save, and that's a career high for him.
Yeah.
But he's always been like a, low ERA guy.
Mm-hmm.
He actually gets more strikeouts than innings pitched. So he's somebody who only throws a changeup.
I still think until proven wrong, I still think he's a middle relief guy, even though he's closed 2 games now. So I still think he's middle relief. We need a guy that does have multiple pitches, because once he goes back through these teams again, and teams start catching on to him, it might change, because you can only throw it in so many ways with 1 pitch.
Well, consider that he's pitched for 20 years and he's still doing it.
I get you. I mean, but I mean, he's not a guy that you focus on because he's not that guy, So when he comes, you don't know when he's going to come in.
It's kind of like, remember and he's not Mariano Rivera. Remember Mariano Rivera, that cutter. You have a pitch that's really good, man.
Yeah, but he had other pitches that were good too. This guy's just like I throw a changeup and then I throw a changeup, and then Then I throw a changeup. Like there's no secret. There's
Hey,
no
I got an
secret.
87-mile-an-hour changeup. I got an 80-mile-an-hour changeup. I got.
Exactly.
And guess what? I got another changeup.
Guess what's coming next? It's
You'll never guess.
he is the guy. If you want to bet, if you're betting on pitches, you could literally tap the button for changeup every pitch, and you're winning almost 80% of the time.
Hey, the odds probably ain't even that high.
Oh yeah, I bet you if you could do live betting on his pitch count, you couldn't win any money on a changeup. None. It would be like 10,000 because it's a changeup. Like what else? All right, so this might be something we're going to start.
So what do you think, Chris? You think?
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. Yeah, Matt Manning, absolutely. I think if he does enough in the minors to justify, like he can consistently throw 98 miles an hour, and he has a couple of other pitches that he can really refine and make good. I think he could be a closer. He could be a really good closer. To the point where he could be a closer on multiple back to back nights because he's got a starter arm in him. So he can pitch like straight 98 mile an hour heat every single night for like 3 or 4 nights in a row and give him a rest and he's fine because he used to be a starter. I think he'd be a really good closer. But he's got to refine his other pitches, though. He's got to make sure.
I know when I said that, Mike was like, yeah, it might not be good for him. But I see where Mike's coming from. But I look at it like this. If that's my ticket to the major leagues, teams just might not be able to see you as a starter. But if you could be a closer, you can still make good money. Hell, some of these good closers, 1 year, 10 million. Scott signed 4 years, 72 million. That's nothing to sneeze at, Chris.
Yeah. Well, would you rather be a minor league pitcher with an occasional chance to make a chance in as a starter in the majors, or would you rather pitch less innings and find out that you could be a top closer in Major League Baseball? Like, which would you rather? Because I can guarantee you are not seeing 35 million over like 8 years. You're not there. I don't think you're ever going to get there. Like you had multiple opportunities at the major league level, and you're just not getting there. But
some of your best closers were starters: Eckersley,
yep.
Lee Smith,
Yep.
Bruce Sutter, Chapman, Rivera. We can go on. Hell, Smoltz. Ain't he the only one that's got like 250 wins and 250 saves?
Something like that, yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, so, yes, there are some who started as starters and they actually were supposed to be very good, and it just didn't work out, and they become hell of a closers. Octavio Dotel, rest in peace. Another one. There's a lot of them. Jason Isringhausen.
Oh, I love that name. I used to love that Isringhausen.
And remember, he was a big prospect.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s. So, I mean, it is possible. It happens more often than people think.
Yeah, I know. That is for sure. I mean, Jamal, I will tell you, it wasn't his Hall of Fame career helped him, but I think he would have had a Hall of Fame career without it. Because he was already a really good pitcher as a starter. It's not even funny.
I do think it saved his career, though.
It did. It did help him out quite a bit. I mean, he had 55 saves 1 year. He led the league. But yeah, it actually helped him out quite a bit because he had already had like how many wins? he was already like into the 150s in wins.
And guess what, guys? For y'all boomers, baby boomers, he was actually in the Tigers organization and
I
traded for
know he
Bill
was. Don't tell me
Alexander.
about that. I don't want to remind. I don't want to be reminded that he was in the Tigers organization. We drafted John Smoltz. Don't remind me. I do not want to be reminded of that. Please. No, thank you. He was selected in the 22nd round in '85. He's out of Lansing, Michigan. Yes, I know. I do believe Tom Glavine was also in our minor league system too. I think. Don't remind me. All right. So our last topic, and we might start doing this on a regular. We're going to pick like one prospect that kind of like is doing really well. That just is under the radar kind of guy. And Richard picked Kyron Paris from the Los Angeles Angels. He is doing very, very well. He has played. He came into the league. He was drafted in 2019 at 17 years old. I didn't really get a whole lot of chance to play. Played in the rookie league that year for a little bit, but then we had COVID. COVID hit and he didn't play. So he's had a couple of stints with the Angels at the major league level, a few games here and there, but he's used his opportunities this year to bat very well. If you want to talk about him, you can, Richard, because you said you really like it.
So yeah, like I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know of him. Um,
Oh no, he was.
I didn't notice him. Like I do follow baseball, and usually know the big prospects. And I was watching ESPN, and like, damn, this guy become like again and again and again and again, and uh, you know, he was drafted 55th overall in the 2019 selection. Uh, he signed on with the Angels. He got drafted out of high school. He signed a major baseball contract rather than play at the University of Cal Berkeley.
That's a good baseball program too.
Yeah, like Chris said, he didn't play a minor league game in 20 because of COVID. Um, he started in 21 with the Inland Empire 66ers, and then moved to the Tri-City Dust Devils. Did all right. Then he missed 2 months due to a fractured fibula. Then in 23, he played 113 games with Double-A. Hit some power, has speed. And then on September 1st, 2023, he was selected to the 40-man roster and promoted to the major leagues for the first time. In his first 15 games, he was 4 for 40. Then on September 18th, he was placed on a 60-day DL with a ligament tear in his left thumb. And then he played in AAA last year and then had a little call up. So, for a guy, even though he was picked, up 55th, which is pretty good in baseball, seems like he's went through a lot. It hasn't been an easy road, and I think that's harder, Chris.
Yeah.
It's harder when you have to put in work and you have to wait and you have to be patient and injuries and, missing because of COVID. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't just, he come right out and he's hitting here, he's hitting here, he's hitting here, boom, 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 boom. Here no, like he's really had to work for everything he got.
And we talk about players in different leagues and stuff like that. I mean, obviously basketball, we know like there's not really much in a minor league system. You come out of basketball and you are who you are. You got rarities that come out of nowhere after a few years, but for the most part, you are who you are. Football's kind of the same. sometimes you get a few more people in football that do better later down the line. But baseball and hockey, though, you just never know when a guy's going to mature. Like it might take him 4 years, might take him 5 years, and all of a sudden he does well. Like it's just different. That's why they have so many prospects. It's hard to follow them. You see so many first round picks that go to the minors and you never see them again. It's just the way it is. Not everybody matures at the same pace, and at that point, like when your opportunity comes, you got to take it. And if you don't, you get left behind. So, yeah, I mean, Jamal, that's pretty good. Nice little sidekick for Mike Trout because others, yeah, that's cool. That's true. Mike Trout's actually base-wise. Mike Trout, like not average wise, isn't doing well, but his power is coming back. I think he has 3 home runs this year. So hopefully, what?
I'm pretty sure he has 6. I'll look it up for you.
6 home runs. Wow, the last time I checked, he had 3. That's awesome. I mean, his power is coming back. Whether he stays healthy the whole season, probably not, because I don't think he's had a complete, full healthy season in like 5 years or something like that. But you might want to check that if you want to, Rich. But yeah,
1 second.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much our last topic for this evening. I mean, I can't think of anything else to put out there. I know the Tigers are doing well, and they're coming up on the next series they got to play is against.
Sorry about that. My mom called me. That was the second time she called, so I had to answer it and tell her to call me back in 10 minutes.
You're good, Richard.
Dang it. Of course, I was doing something and lost it.
And then, well, we were talking about Trout, and you were going to look up.
So, yeah, he's hitting 208 with a double, 6 homers, and 14 RBIs.
Yeah, so his power numbers are there. It's just I don't know if his back's going to be able to hold up throughout the year, though. I mean, you're on his stats right now. When was the last time he played at least, out of the 162 games, at least played 140 games? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Well, he played 134 and 19, and then he played 140 and 18.
Yeah, it's been a while. He's just I kind of feel sorry. I wish he would have stayed healthy. The dude was on pace for some magic.
Hey, that's another one. Center field. Tore his body up.
Yeah.
That's why they moved him out, and now he's a right field / DH.
Yeah. I mean, it takes a toll on your body, man. It's hard. It's hard. That's why Hall of Famers are hard to come by in some of these sports because you got to have longevity. You have to be great. It's just there's too many things that have to go right for you to be a Hall of Famer.
Who would ever thought, though, center field would be hard on your body, though? But, I mean, it is, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to have a lot of cardio, man. You got to be running. Like you got to be able to want to run.
And you're diving more because you got to cover the gaps and
absolutely,
and you're the quarterback out there.
Yep. Not only, and you got to have a strong arm too because you got to cover. Once again, you got to cover a lot of ground. You got to be able to throw. One position I can't play is center field. I used to be able to play left and right field, but center was very rough for me.
It is. You have to be a true athlete out there. That's why I give Baez credit, to even want to try it,
Yeah.
We haven't really had to see him do too much. Do you think that a superstar player should stay with one team for loyalty reasons?
If you're getting a good bag, fine, it works. But if they're stingy, Chris Illich, that if you can't stay with the team, then you go and go to a team that you want to get. I mean, I wish Trout would have left Los Angeles and gone to a team to have a chance at a playoff run. To be honest with you, I wish he would have done that because
they are the biggest. Could you imagine? We think being a Lions fan and shit like that is bad. Imagine having the 2 best players in your league Otani and Trout, and you haven't done Shatoski. That's like having Megatron and Barry on the same team.
Yeah, and never doing anything.
And never doing. And then giving all that money to Rendon. Oh, that's the biggest heist in. And oh my gosh.
Yeah, you've wasted more talent than some teams have ever had. Like that's so bad. So bad. I mean,
that is horrible. Like
yep.
in his situation, man, go get your ring.
Yeah.
And if you want, and it happens a lot, and hell, remember Ken Griffey, he never got his ring, but he left. Then he ended up finishing his career. I mean, it happens,
Yep.
They circle back, but I think it's like all in on how it goes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like how you handle it and shit like that. Like Stafford.
Mm-hmm.
I like the way he did it. He did it behind closed doors. He was, very grateful. And look at it. He got what he wanted because he didn't want to go through another rebuild. Okay, fine. He went and got his ring, and guess what? He actually helped supercharge our rebuild because all the players that we got.
Yep.
Actually was, draft picks, but Holmes did so good at it. Man, it looks almost like a lopsided trade. But how can you go wrong? Because the Rams got what they wanted. They got a Super Bowl.
Yep.
So everybody won.
Yep. I mean, I like loyalty. I do like loyalty. It's good cohesion. It helps the locker room. But if you've got inept franchises that aren't going to work it, you got to go somewhere else. You got to. Loyalty is good until you see that it's not the organization is not helping you out. Once you see that, you got to move. You got to go what's best for your family. At that point, you're like, well, I don't see a future with this team because I don't see me making the playoffs with this team. So I'm moving. I like loyalty, but it just depends on the situation. How good is the franchise and what are they going to put around you? Trout should have left when he got ready to make that first deal for that big money. Should have left. Definitely should have left.
I look at it differently now. I used to be big onto it, but man, these teams ain't loyal. Look at what the Nuggets just did.
I know.
They fired their head coach going into the playoffs, and they're like right in the middle. Like,
well,
hey,
Luka to the Lakers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then guys like Skip Bayless. Why is he crying? He went. If I was his teammate, I'd be. Why? That was like a shock. The guy grew up there. Like, he didn't want to. They just went to the finals. Like, I get it. I'd be hurt too. Not that I'm like, okay, I'm happy where I'm at, but it's like opening a fresh wound. Like, it hurts.
Yep.
I was loved. I did a lot for the community. I did a lot for the special needs kids. I did a lot for this organization. I'm the biggest thing since Dirk Nowitzki. Like, I get it. It makes sense. I put my blood, sweat, and tears, and I was freaking just traded just because you didn't want to pay me. And then you're going to tear me down and saying I'm alcoholic and I'm a foodaholic and I'm a piece of shit. But I freaking pat in your pockets the last 7 years.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I still like the loyalty thing if it can be had, but I'm going to be the first one to say if they're not going to help you, you need to go find out where you're going to make the playoffs and where you can get the bag. That's just where it is. I mean,
shit.
The team's not going to be loyal to you, so you shouldn't have to be loyal to the team. But I think we're at our end here. We don't have any other topics. The one shout out I will say, and I found this out early in the show, is one of our podcasters. His name's Sky. He his father or his grandfather passed away today. So I'm just prayers and thoughts go out to you, man, and your family. And just if you need anything, man, just send me a DM, man. But yeah, thoughts and prayers go out to your family, and take care, man. We're all here. We support you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's about time for us to close it out. But even though the Tigers don't have a real closer, we're still going to close it out. Where can they find you, Richard?
You can find me on X at Riggs928.
You can find me on X at Crazy Hockey Fan, and then also you can find me on Instagram at OnePrideNation_24. Also, please like and subscribe, because if you do, once we hit 500 followers or subscribers, we will be giving away a jersey, whether it's a Red Wings, Tigers, Pistons, or Lions jersey. We will be randomizing a list of all of our followers, and then the one on the top is going to get the jersey. So yeah, so just be on the lookout. Once we get over 500 followers, it won't be immediate, but once we get them, we will work on getting in contact with the person, and we will do a video of the drawing, so it's legit. So just want to let you know. So please like and subscribe, talk to your friends, whatever. And so, hey, Richard, tell them what happens on Mondays.
You can catch me on the Pistons podcast, and it's usually 9 Eastern and 8 Central. That's my time zone. And this week, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of Pistons playoff talk as we get ready to face the Knicks.
Yes. And don't think just because we just made the playoffs that we can't beat the Knicks, because I do believe we won the series against the Knicks this year. So I hope we can beat the Knicks. So normally on Tuesday we have what is called the NFL show. I think we're going to skip it up until I don't think we're going to be doing an NFL show this next week, but we will be doing an NFL draft show. Not sure how we're going to work on it, because the NFL draft will be a couple of days after our NFL show, but be looking out for that. We'll probably be watching the draft and on the show at the same time, so stay tuned for that. On Wednesday, we have what is called LFR. It's usually at 10 o'clock with Tori and Sky, and they talk Lions football. They might be on because it's draft week. Draft week's coming up. And then on Thursday nights, usually you'll find me and Keegan talking Detroit Red Wings hockey. We are taking a break next week, but the following week we will start working on playoffs. Obviously, the Wings more than likely will not be in. They still have an outside chance to get there, but it's close. We'll be talking NHL playoffs. And then also on Friday or last night, we do what is called What Up Doe, and we talk about all Detroit sports. And that's headed by Bandit, who is our guy behind the scenes. He'll be him, and it's usually Day. And I'm on, or Richard on from time to time as well. We've gotten as many as like 6-7 guys on there. So we talk anything Detroit sports. And then obviously you'll find us here next week talking Detroit Tigers baseball in the Central Crown. So just keep a head up as we're getting close to the NFL draft. And that'll be a couple of big nights for us talking draft prospects and whatnot. So thanks for everybody that followed us. Make sure that you like and subscribe. And let's go Tigers.